Welcome to the Lead Your Wife podcast, where if you're wondering what does that even mean, you're in good company, because I wondered that for decades, and it wasn't until I figured it out that things started turning around in my marriage. And today what I want to talk about is that you are the chief certainty officer inside your marriage. And what I mean by that is I want you to think about the fact that if your belief is at 100%, your wife's belief is always going to be less than that, because by definition, you're leading her. You're out in front of her. You're blazing a path for her. She is following. She is behind. If you get this in your head, it makes perfect sense that she's never going to believe anything as firmly as you believe it. Like, you can always work on your belief. Hey, let's talk about something for a second. Jesus said if you even had the faith that would fill up the size of a tiny little mustard seed, you could actually speak to a mountain and move it. So don't ever tell me you believe something 100%. You've got to work on your belief. You've got to work on this. You've got to grow through faith. You've got to do the reps and the sets. And so when you come down to beliefs, like our marriage is going to work, like God put us together for a reason. God does not want this marriage to fail. God wants this marriage to succeed. I believe I am the man who can lead this marriage to success. Or I believe I am becoming the man who can lead this marriage to success. I believe I am a masculine man capable of bringing out the feminine in my wife. I believe I can bring out her love and her attraction and her desire. I have what it takes. I can get what it takes. I am building what it takes. I will succeed. All of these things, man, like, you got to work on your belief every day. And if you're not working on your belief, it is eroding. It is evaporating. And if you don't even have enough belief, the size of a tiny little mustard seed, to be able to lead your wife into thinking, and go check out my other podcast from today, to lead your wife into a frame of thinking that says, I believe it too. I believe he can become the man. I believe he is the man. I believe he is becoming the man. Every day I believe he is becoming more masculine. Every day I believe he is becoming more of what I want. Like, if you're not believing it, she's not believing it. So how are you going to work on your belief? Well, there's a lot of tools and there's a lot of techniques. And so I'm going to encourage you to go find those tools, go find those techniques, and work on your mindset. This is a mindset question. This is a mindset answer. This is a mindset solution. What do I mean by that? I mean, again, man, you have got to build a frame inside your brain that is unbreakable, impenetrable, a frame of certainty that this marriage is going to succeed. Like, here's something, man. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, but it's something that just chaps me beyond belief. And we deal with this every week, every single week. We have men coming to us, and they're literally sobbing on the phone saying, Bob or John or Mitch or whoever they're talking to, they're saying, I've got to have this. I need this program. I understand this is the thing that has been lacking in my marriage, and I need to fix it. And when it comes time to making an investment, they're afraid of their wife. Now, look, man, if the marriage is intact, and inside this marriage, you have talked about we don't make decisions without talking to each other. Like, I can see that. What I can't see is when she has broken the marriage completely. She has literally moved out. She has literally started an affair. She has literally contacted a lawyer. She has literally served you with papers. These are the men I'm talking about. These guys, they have so little certainty. Man, you've got to figure out, how can I take bold action? How can I take bold, courageous action? What your wife wants is a masculine man. And men create certainty. Men take a stand. Men take bold, creative action. And so your certainty has to be so strong and so unbreakable and so impenetrable that you're not afraid of going to her and saying, hey, look, I invested in myself to get help so that I can be a better man for you and the children. And not being terrified that she's going to slam the door, pull out her suitcase, start packing it, and say, well, because you did that, now I'm leaving. My brother, if she's having an affair, if she's moved out, if she's in the other room and she's locked in there on her phone all day long, if she's going to bars and sexting and texting, if she's staying out all hours of the night, if she's telling you that she's at work and you're tracking her, which I don't advocate doing, but if you're tracking her and she's in the Walmart parking lot for hours with her boyfriend or whatever it is, man, she is already gone. And all that remains is the cleanup and the legalities of filling out the papers and getting a judge to sign off on it. So, man, you've got to understand. And see, this is the difference. This is the difference. I'm always talking about this stuff, and I'm talking about loving her as Christ loved the church. I'm talking about serving her without expectation of being served. I'm talking about suffering in her place. I'm talking about forgiving her for not doing back to you. And the internet trolls want to call me a cuck or a simp or an incel or something like that. And what I'm telling you, man, is like doing those acts of love takes strength and courage. It is a very masculine man who can do that. But do you want to know where this breaks down? Do you want to know where men actually are being weak? Where they are being weak is when it comes time to take a stand for your marriage. Time to stand up and say, for me and my house, we will follow the Lord. We will understand how to become more like Jesus so that we can love her more like Jesus. And we will lead from that life. We will lead from the life that we live, not from a life of scarcity, not from a life of fear, but from a life of courage and abundance. And what that means is with so much certainty, you stand up and you make a bold, courageous action and you say, I'm going to do what I have to save my marriage. And I'm not going to worry about the short term, whatever that causes in my wife. If my wife doesn't like the fact that I'm doing a program, well, she will get over it. And I have certainty that she will, because I have certainty that I can become the man who God called me to be. And I have certainty that God put me with her for a reason. And if she wants to say she wants to divorce me for investing money into becoming a better man, then so be it. My frame of certainty is unbreakable. Even if she says she's going to divorce me, even if she packs her bags, even if she walks out, even if she goes into the arms of her boyfriend or whatever. What I know is this. I know that I know in my bones, in my DNA, with an unbreakable, impenetrable frame of certainty, that God put me with this woman and not another one, this woman, for a reason, for his reason, for his glory, for my sanctification, for her sanctification, to glorify Jesus, to be a dwelling place for the Holy Trinity, where we're modeling Christ's love for his church. And that is not going to fail. That is not going to fall apart, especially by me standing up and understanding what I need to do to be the man God calls me to be. And if that takes investing some time, so be it. If that takes investing some money, so be it. If that means changing my behavior, so be it. I've had guys come to me and they're like, look, part of our relationship is always, we've been drinking. I've had guys come to me and it's crazy what they tell me. The people they let into their marriages and the things that they do with those people. It's like, and then they're like, and my wife has become accustomed to that. And if I stop that stuff, then she's going to leave me. Like, guys, will you please stand up and be men? Will you please stand up and be masculine men? Will you please stand up and take bold, courageous action? Will you please do the right thing? Will you please stop leading your wife into sin? Will you please start leading her into God's glory? That's the certainty, brother. And whether it's you're afraid to invest in a program to help you become that man, whether it's you need to make changes in your life about how you're approaching your marriage or your children or who you're letting in your house or where you're going or what you're drinking or what you're smoking or whatever it is, man. Like, you have God on your side. You have righteousness on your side. You have Jesus on your side. Who can stand against that? Build your certainty. Build your certainty. Build this impenetrable, unbreakable frame of certainty. And your wife will melt into it because you are leading in certainty. And so what do we see? We see the opposite. Well, I don't know if I even want to stay in this marriage. I mean, I have boundaries too. I just don't know how much I can take. You know what? I'm so unhappy. It's been so long since we've slept in the same bed, if you know what I mean. And it's like, she tells me that I'm not the man for her. She tells me that I'm never going to be the man for her. She tells me she's never going to get her feelings back. And I don't know. And what happens if I do invest in a program and I fail? Then I've invested in a program and now I've spent money and I'm going to get divorced anyway. And man, I just want to take these guys and I want to shake them. I'm like, brother, can you not see That it is that frame of weakness. It is that frame of uncertainty. It is that shakiness. It is that weakness. It is that lack of resolve. It is that lack of fire. It is that lack of masculinity. It is that lack of certainty that men create. It is lack of that stand that men take. It is lack of this, I will fix this problem, and it can be fixed. And with God's help, there is no other option. And you bring that to your wife with your inner game. You bring that to your wife with the smell of your sweat. You bring that to your wife with the beating of your heart. You bring that to your wife with your tone of voice. You bring that to your wife with that look on your face. And all of a sudden she understands that she is with a masculine man, that she is with a man of God, that she is with a man of certainty, that he has become the chief certainty officer, that he is leading in the space of certainty. That's all she wants, man. That's all she wants, is to be able to shrink back into her feminine and follow that man. So if you're not being that man, brother, I encourage you to be that man. And if you don't know how to be that man, then here's what I have for you. I want you to go to www.realmanrevolution.com, www.realmanrevolution.com, where we will help you to build this certainty and lead your wife into it, so that you can win her back, so that you can keep her back, and so that you can have a have-it-all marriage for the have-it-all life. And this has been another chapter from the book of Bob, and I'll see you on the other side.